Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Baker. Welcome to Fighting Illini Insider. A record crowd of over 17,000 packed the State Farm Center to see the Illini battle rival Indiana, but unfortunately, the fans could not celebrate a victory as the Hoosiers snuck out of here with an 80-74 win. The week got started great though with a big-time road win over Northwestern, 72-67. Coming up, we'll take a look at those highlights, and as always, head coach John Gross will join me to break it all down. Sit back and relax. It's all ahead. It's coming up after the break on Fighting Illini Insider. Well, the Illini Hoop Squad finally broke through with a Big Ten win on the road, knocking off Northwestern in a nail-biter, 72-67. But things did not end well in a Sunday afternoon matinee against the Indiana Hoosiers that went back and forth, losing that one 80-74. Right now, Brian Barnhart and Jerry Hester will take us through those highlights with the call. Welcome back to Fighting Illini Insider. I'm joined by head basketball coach John Gross here on the court at the State Farm Center. Unfortunately, after a very tough loss to Indiana, 80-74, what a game of runs. It was really like a street fight between you and the Hoosiers, but unfortunately they got the last swing and come out on top.
They did. I thought it was a game of runs, and I knew it was going to be a game of runs going into it because they're so explosive offensively.
I'm Ryan Baker. Welcome back to Fighting Illini Insider here courtside at the State Farm Center. Things are starting to get very busy here on campus with Illini athletics, so let's get you all caught up, starting with women's basketball. The Illini men's basketball team has certainly been road warriors to start conference play with 4 of their first 5 games away from campus here in Urbana-Champaign. And they ran into another buzzsaw on the road at Nebraska, losing that one 53-43 when the basket just had a lid on it and they couldn't score. But they got a great confidence boost, knocking off the 11th ranked team in the country, the Maryland Terrapins, in a brief pit stop here back at the State Farm Center. Right now, let's take a look at both of the highlights from those games with Brian Barnhart and Jerry Hester on the call. Welcome back to Fighting Illini Insider. I'm joined by Illinois men's basketball assistant coach Dustin Ford. Dustin, always a pleasure to see you.
Ryan, always good to see you.
Yeah, great return to the State Farm Center, knocking off the 11th ranked Maryland Terrapins in a game that you guys really needed after getting off to that 0-2 start in conference play, but then kind of make a U-turn in Lincoln, Nebraska, and the balls just weren't going through the hoop for you. Let's start with that win over the Terrapins. Really a coming out party for Malcolm Hill. 9 of 18 from the floor, career high 28 points. You guys have continually talked about this kid having that kind of talent. What was it like for you as a coaching staff to see it come together in that game? I'm Ryan Baker. Welcome back to Fighting Illini Insider. As always, it was a very busy week for Illinois athletics, full of a few ups and downs. Just in case you missed a few things, not to worry. We're going to hit the rewind button, starting with our Illini women's basketball squad. Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Baker. Happy New Year and welcome to Fighting Illini Insider. Unfortunately, the start of Big Ten play has begun on a rocky road for the men's basketball team with back-to-back disappointing losses at Michigan and Ohio State. Coming up on the show, head coach John Gross will join me here in the studio to pinpoint the problems and, more importantly, try to shed some light on how he can get these things fixed before the Maryland Terrapins come to town for the home opener in conference play. Plus, we'll recap a busy couple of weeks across the Illini athletic family. All that and more is coming up, so sit back, stay tuned, and enjoy. After the break, we'll get it started here on Fighting Illini Insider. With 4 of their first 5 conference contests scheduled away from Champaign-Urbana, you knew that the Illini Hoop Squad would have their hands full, but honestly, they let a couple of golden opportunities slip away with tough losses at Michigan and Ohio State. However, they went into the Christmas break feeling really good about themselves after a buzzer-beating win in the bragging rights game against Missouri. Here's a look at all of those highlights with Brian Barnhart and Jerry Hester on the call. Welcome back to Fighting Illini Insider, joined here in the studio by head coach John Gross. And coach, after Ravante Rice's buzzer beater in the bragging rights win over Missouri and then the blowout victory over Kennesaw State, your ball club headed into Big Ten play with a full head of steam. But I expected steam to be coming out of your ears today after back-to-back disappointing defeats on the road in overtime, the 73-65 loss at Michigan, then 77-61, also on the road in Columbus to Ohio State. Very similar scenarios. Your ball club had what seemed to be a comfortable lead that dissipated and disappeared quickly, and then you found yourself on the wrong end of the score.
Yeah.
Looking back, what happened?
Well, a little more.
Welcome back to Fighting Illini Insider. I'm your host, Ryan Baker. Well, the holiday season has come and gone, and Illini athletics are in full swing as we move into 2015. Right now, let's get you caught up on all of the action over the past few weeks. After falling short